Hey guys! Welcome back to our channel. It's the Entrepreneurs back for another recording. Today we're going to be doing something different from what we've been doing for the last couple months.
Yeah.
But today we decided to do a sit down and talk with you.
Exactly. Normally we do video vlog or like me alone by myself talking about investing, talking about the stock market. But today we're gonna be completely doing something different, and hopefully this is a value to you guys.
Yeah, and we really missed you guys, so
Yeah.
that's why we wanted to do a sit down and talk video.
Yeah.
So for today's video, we're gonna be talking about
So we're gonna be talking about the three things of what young entrepreneurs go through, and personally we experienced it, right? So hopefully we get to kind of like shed some lights to new entrepreneurs that are experiencing the same thing that we experienced in the past.
Yeah, so before we get started, as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The button is down below. Also follow us on all of our social media. On Facebook, we have the Entrepreneurs, and we also have the Billionaire Mindset Entrepreneurs Club, the Entrepreneurs Club, and also on Instagram, we're on there too, so you can see what we're doing daily on our regular day.
Yeah, exactly. And also too, remember when we first created the Billionaire Mindset? It was at like 100 people that joined.
Yeah.
But guys, now we're at 3.7k members in the Billionaire Mindset, and there's a lot of people interacting, creating good vibes and also quotes and stuff like that. So if you guys are looking for a community, definitely check out the Billionaire Mindset, because I think it's gonna help you guys a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So now we're just gonna get started into our video.
Yeah, let's do it. So the first challenge that we want to talk about is facing age stereotype. So what is that? So for us, we're millennials, and a lot of people older than us or even maybe younger, they feel that we're entitled. And I mean, growing up, like did we feel entitled? Like I don't know, like
maybe not necessarily, because for you you grew up in like a poverty type situation.
Yeah.
But maybe for me, I could see that being a possibility because my parents worked for everything that I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like, oh, the world owes me everything too.
Yeah.
So I thought like things would become easier growing up because I just have that entitlement.
Yeah.
But for you, it's probably different.
Yeah, for me it's a little bit different because I seen poverty and I didn't want to be in that kind of like environment anymore. So that's why everything that I owned, I actually worked for it. And I don't believe in, if something just comes down and fall in my lap kind of thing. Like I actually work for it. So maybe I might be a little bit different, but who knows? We're still part of the millennial generation, right?
So the majority of older generations than us, they think that we're entitled. The majority think that way, but it doesn't mean that we are.
That like every single person
exactly.
are entitled, right?
Yeah.
No. And also too, what we realized too, that when we encountered like people that are older than us, they thought that we are lazy and we won't be able to accomplish anything that we put our mind to because of that kind of like age stereotype, right? Like, oh yeah, these guys are lazy, or these guys are entitled, they think that they know it all. But we actually
we're the opposite.
Yeah.
And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because we worked at McDonald's.
Back in the days.
When you work at McDonald's, you ain't lazy.
No, they put you to work.
Yeah,
they put
exactly.
You to work. You got a mop.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about the food industry is I kind of want the kids to also experience working in the food industry, because they work you hard and they don't compensate like as much as it were like an office job. Yeah. So you really learn how to work hard for your money.
Exactly. So I think our advice would be like maybe when you're in that generation, like I guess the millennial generation, definitely be positive. Be positive, because a lot of people will come to you and they think that you're entitled or you're lazy, but you just gotta prove them wrong. And I think that would be our advice, because that's what we done personally, is that we just prove people wrong.
Yeah, and don't take it too personal, because maybe the way that people think about you being lazy or being entitled is the way that they grew up too. Like their environment, the people that they surround themselves with when they were younger pretty much laid it out for them in their head that this is how the millennial generation is, but it's not true. So don't take it personal. As long as you can prove, hey, I'm not this way to people, then that's all you need to do, and just prove it to yourself. Like, you don't have to prove it to anybody, just be true to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be our advice for this first challenge.
So the second struggle that we face, especially in our age, and because we are business owners as well, is the fact that it's not as easy to find customers or even to find clients. And not only that, but it's really more difficult to get them to trust you. I noticed in our industry, because we're in technology, it's kind of fitting that we are more trustworthy in that space. But before, when we were doing like stationery, for example, in our other business, it was a little bit difficult to get people to come on board because they don't know if we had the skills or the experience to do it. Because printing is kind of like, it's a little bit of an older industry. It's not like technology, where technology is up and coming. But for printing, it was different, and it was more difficult to find clients. So how we overcame it was,
so basically how we overcame it is at the very beginning. And if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business owner, this is what you have to do: is you have to build your portfolio. And if you don't have a portfolio, what do? Then basically what you need to do is you have to give your service or products for free first, just to build that portfolio at the very beginning. And once you have that portfolio and people can trust you, and most of the time too, the way we got our businesses at the very beginning was through referrals. Right? Yeah.
And then also another thing is with competition.
Oh, yeah.
So with competition, you're able to kind of gauge what the market is putting their prices at. So looking at other competitors can give you an idea of how to price your stuff. And if you're a younger entrepreneur and you really want to be competitive, you might have to put your price at the lower end as opposed to the higher end, because you kind of want to build what McFrancis said earlier, the portfolio. You want to give value first, right?
The value. And to be honest, once you have that recognized brand, or you build that brand over time, because it's not going to take a day or overnight or weeks or months. For us, it took years for us to build what we have now because of what we've done in the past, right? So it's very important at the very beginning to just like remember to always build a brand or your portfolio, so that when people come to you, they're like, oh, you know what, you work with this person, you work with this company, then that just provides credibility to you.
Exactly. And also when you're younger, I feel like you kind of have an edge because, no offense, but it's just like you're younger. Like you have the stamina, you have the branding aspect to it, right?
And for us as millennials, we grew up with technology. So the older generation probably have a harder time to even set up Zoom or
adapting.
like we have a lot of like older, like even clients for our business right now, they have issues like connecting to Zoom or connecting to Slack or using technology. But for us, we were so innate with it because it's so easy.
We grew up with it. We were exposed to it at a young age. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But those are the things that helped us overcome this challenge of finding clients and customers. Just implementing all of these different things.
And if you're a new entrepreneur, that's probably what you want to focus on, is building a brand. All right, guys, so the third thing that we want to talk about with the challenges that we face, and I'm sure that you're gonna face also, is basically financial issues. So many millennials or even new entrepreneurs in this day and age, they have issues managing their money. And that's why even like what I told Camille, it's like, you know what, maybe I'll start a series of Investing with Mac and how to help people manage their money, right? So that's why we kind of went with that, because we see a lot of people, especially with our group of friends, have issues with money, right? So you gotta realize that financial issues for millennials is a real thing.
It's a challenge too, because I guess maybe growing up, it's a very taboo thing when we talk to our parents about finances, because they themselves are just trying to figure out how to manage money, especially coming to a different country.
Yeah.
They don't know how it works. They don't know how taxes work. So I understand from like growing up that we don't have that, especially in school,
Yeah.
which I think they should implement eventually, how to manage money, because it's important.
Yeah, and they don't teach that in school, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we have to make this kind of like pivot in the school system where they should have a mandatory classes
for accounting, for
managing
taxes,
money.
managing money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And since this is kind of like a business kind of channel, we want to talk about, you know, how when you're starting a business, you gotta make sure that you gotta separate your personal asset or your personal kind of banking to your business asset or your business banking, because you want to start a business banking right away, because if you don't, it's gonna get all confusing.
You don't want to mix up personal with business stuff, because it can get messy right away, and if you don't do it straight from the beginning, then you're just ending up like in a deeper mess.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we encounter. It's like, okay, did I buy this, you know, printer for business, or did I buy this, well, whatever it could be, right? Like it'll say on your statement, well, like what did I buy this for business or for personal?
Yeah, and sometimes it'll just show like the store name, and you're like, oh, what did I buy there? You know.
Exactly.
So, and that's important to account for, especially for taxes, if you want stuff written off, if you want to get like incentives or whatever it may be, right? So you have to keep track of all of those numbers, all of those expenses.
So that's why we want to talk about financial issues, because we've seen this and we encountered it as well. So a great thing to kind of overcome this is start early. Start managing your finance, especially when you have a business, early, and always keep track of your expenses and your revenue, because if you know how much money is going in, then you know how much your cost is, then you can kind of gauge and understand that, okay, for this month I'm gonna be profitable, or you know, I'm gonna be making, let's say, a couple thousand, blah 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 blah, right? But those things are very important for business owners.
Yeah, especially if you plan to take out a loan with a bank. And this is really important, especially to investors. So, you know, like on Shark Tank, you know, they always ask, what are your numbers? If you don't know your numbers, then you're pretty much screwed. They're gonna say and look down on you and say, like, nope, you're not worth investing in, because you don't even know how much you're making.
That's right. And it's so important too, if you're a new entrepreneur, you gotta have your finance down, because if you don't, your bank, or like when you ask for a loan to the bank, they're not gonna give it to you, right? Like even for us, we have an issue asking for a loan, because of, you know, we're new, or we're like, what did they say, they're like high risk or something like that, right? So it's important to show all your revenue, your costs, and if you're profitable, because if you have money coming in, then they could basically understand that, okay, this business is doing well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much it for our video for this week. So we talked about the major struggles that we face with. The first one being facing age stereotypes. The second one is finding customers and clients. And the third one is financial issues. So hopefully you guys learned something new today. And if you enjoy content like this, definitely hit the notification bell so you can see our videos. Follow us on social media, everything else that we said at the beginning. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess we'll see you guys next week. See you guys next week. I'm gonna be talking about, you know, investing again. I invested in Mac, the stock market, penny stocks. And if you guys really enjoy this, definitely hit that like button, because it's gonna help with the YouTube algorithm. All right, see you guys later.